Echoes in the Blackwood. The wind howled through the pines, clawing at the weathered siding of the old Blackwood Inn. Rain lashed against the windows, blurring the desolate mountain landscape beyond. Inside, by the dying embers of a fireplace, sat Maya, nursing a mug of lukewarm tea. She was stranded, her car having coughed its last breath miles back on the winding mountain road. The only solace in this storm-racked night was the promise of a warm bed and the innkeeper's assurance that the phone lines would be fixed. But as the night deepened, the shadows in the creaking corners of the inn seemed to twist and lengthen, taking on malevolent shapes in the flickering firelight. Maya, an avid reader of ghost stories, tried to dismiss it as nerves, but a primal unease gnawed at her. The silence between the wind's cries was thick with an unseen menace. Then, a creak. A floorboard groaning under footsteps, slow and deliberate, approaching her from the unseen hallway beyond the flickering lamplight. Maya's heart hammered against her ribs. The innkeeper, she presumed, checking on his lone guest. But the footfalls never reached the common room. Instead, they turned, ascended the creaking stairs, and faded into the darkness above. Curiosity battling fear, Maya crept towards the base of the stairs. The floorboards groaned under her tentative steps. Reaching the landing, she saw a sliver of moonlight illuminate a dark hallway lined with ancient portraits, their eyes seeming to follow her in the dim light. A sudden gust of wind extinguished the lamp, plunging her into pitch darkness. Panic seized her. She stumbled back, knocking over a porcelain vase. The sound echoed through the silent house, a gunshot in the velvet dark. Then, from the hallway above, a chilling whisper, like dry leaves skittering across a grave, "Such a shame to waste a pretty face." Adrenaline surged through Maya's veins. She wasn't alone. This wasn't some creaky old inn, it was a predator's lair. Blindly, she scrambled back down the stairs, her breath ragged, every floorboard groan a fresh jolt of terror. She reached the common room and fumbled for the fireplace poker, its cold iron a sliver of comfort in her trembling hand. The floorboards above her creaked again, closer this time. A dark shape emerged from the shadows, a gaunt figure cloaked in darkness, its face obscured by the brim of a wide hat. In its hand, a glint of metal, a hunting knife. Maya, backed against the fireplace, raised the poker, her voice cracking with fear. "Stay back. I won't hesitate to use this." The figure chuckled, a dry, humorless sound. "Such spirit," it rasped, taking a slow step forward. "But a poker is no match for steel, nor a girl's scream for the silence of these walls." Maya's mind raced. This wasn't a robbery, it was something far more sinister. This was a monster, a collector of souls, and she was its next trophy. But a flicker of defiance, a spark of the ghost stories she devoured, ignited within her. With a primal scream, she lunged, the poker a desperate bludgeon. The figure stumbled back, surprised by her ferocity. Maya saw a flash of pale skin beneath the hat, eyes like chips of ice glinting with murderous intent. They grappled, a whirlwind of shadows and desperate gasps. The poker clattered to the floor, forgotten. Maya's fist connected with the figure's jaw, a sickening crunch echoing in the room. The figure staggered, then lunged with the knife. Pain flared in Maya's shoulder, a searing ribbon of agony. But with a strength born of sheer terror, she shoved the figure back, sending it toppling over the banister. A choked scream tore through the air as the figure plunged into the darkness below. Silence descended, thick and heavy. Maya, trembling and bleeding, sank to the floor, the taste of blood metallic on her tongue. Dawn crept through the storm-battered windows, painting the room in a sickly gray light. Maya, stiff and sore, rose to her feet. The inn was silent, the threat neutralized. But the memory of the encounter, the glint of those icy eyes, would forever scar her soul. She stumbled out into the rain-washed morning, the Blackwood Inn looming behind her like a mausoleum of secrets. The car, miraculously, sputtered back to life. As she drove away, the rising sun casting long shadows across the mountain road, Maya knew she wasn't just leaving a storm behind. She was leaving a nightmare, a chilling reminder that even in the quiet corners of the world, darkness can lurk, waiting for its next unsuspecting victim.